Welcome to Hello Cantonese. Here's the series of Cantonese lesson for beginners.
Today in lesson 12, we are going to talk about different types of verbs and the aspect particle 緊 which indicating the ongoing progress. Then we have the aspect marker 喺度. After that, we will talk about two sentence final particle 㗎 and 嘅. Finally, we will have the sentence conjunction 嗰陣. Let's look at the first sentence of today. 隻雀仔飛緊 is a sentence with verbal predicate. 隻雀仔 is the topic and 飛緊 is the predicate. 隻 is the measure word and 雀仔 means bird. The word 仔 is a suffix for nouns, especially for animals and peoples. When adding 仔 as the suffix after the animal, that shows the baby version of that animal, such as pig means 豬仔 means the baby pig, and 羊 means sheep or lamb, and then 羊仔 means the baby lamb. But if the animal itself, the shape of it is small and looks cute, even we add 仔 as the suffix, it still means the animal itself, not the baby version of it, such as bird. 雀 is the character that originally means bird, and then 雀仔 also means bird, not the baby bird, and 兔 is rabbit. 兔仔 also means rabbit. Then let's go back to the sentence. In predicate, we have the verb 飛 which means to fly, and after it we have the aspect marker, or we call it aspect particle 緊. The function of 緊 is similar to the ing form in English. In Cantonese, we don't need to change the form of the verb by different tense or different aspect. We use time word to show tenses, and use aspect marker to mark the aspect, and 緊 is one of the aspect marker. If we want to show progressive, we just need to add 緊 after the verb, such as 飛 means to fly, and 飛緊 is flying. 坐 means to sit, and 坐緊 is sitting. 做 means to do, 做緊 is doing. Then go back to the sentence. 飛緊 flying, and then for the whole sentence, 隻雀仔飛緊 is the bird is flying. Let's see one more example. 隻兔仔跳緊. 隻兔仔 means the rabbit, 跳 means to jump, 緊 跳緊 means jumping. 隻兔仔跳緊, the rabbit is jumping. Put the aspect marker directly after verbs that with one syllable is the way that how we form the ongoing progress. But sometimes we have verbs that with more than one syllable, like 瞓覺. 瞓覺 means to sleep. Can we just add 緊 after the final word, like 瞓覺緊 or 準備緊? The answer is it depends on which type of verb it is. Basically, we have three types of verb in general, and then the first type is verbs that with only one syllable. We call it 單音節動詞, monosyllabic verbs, like 飛, 坐, 做. They only have one character, so they only have one syllable. And then the second type is verbs that with two syllables. We call it 雙音節動詞, disyllabic verbs, like 準備 to prepare, 計劃 to plan, 解釋 to explain. They are verbs that with two characters, and then they cannot be separated. And then the third type is 動詞詞組. They are verb phrase. They are collocations of a verb and a noun, such as 返學. 返學 means go to school. Originally, it made by the verb 返 means to go back, And 學 is the noun, means 學校. So 返學 is go back to school. And 瞓覺, this word means to sleep, but only the first word 瞓 is the real verb, and 覺 is the noun, means sleep. 瞓覺 means to sleep. And then we have 食飯. 食 means to eat. 飯 is the noun, means rice or meal. And then the collocation of 食飯 also means to eat. So they are progressive form for monosyllabic verbs. We just directly add the word 緊 after the verb. And then for disyllabic verbs, we can add 緊 after the final word. Like 準備 means to prepare, and 準備緊 is preparing. For verb phrases, such as 食飯, we will separate the verb and noun in the phrase, and then add the aspect marker directly after the real verb. And then the noun will add after the aspect marker. Like 食飯 we became 食緊飯, eating. Let's see more examples. 畫畫 means to draw, and the first word 畫 is the verb. The second word 畫 means noun, means the picture or drawing. And then 畫畫become drawing is 畫緊畫. And 瞓覺, we can change it to 瞓緊覺, sleeping. Okay, let's try to put them in the sentence, such as 我準備報告. I prepared the report. And 準備 is the verb, it's a two-syllable verb, and then the verb cannot be separate. So to change it to the ongoing progress, we just need to add 緊 after the final word of the verb, became 準備緊. 我準備緊報告. I'm preparing the report. One more example. 我上堂. I attend to the lesson. First, we have to find out the verb first. The verb is 上堂. It's a two-syllable verb, and it's a verb phrase. 上 is the real verb, and 堂 is a noun. To change it to the ongoing progress, we can add the aspect marker 緊 in between the verb and noun. Became 我上緊堂. I'm having lesson. Okay, now we know how to change the sentence to ongoing progress for the affirmative sentence. How about if you want to ask the question like, what are you doing? Then let's try to find out the elements in the sentence and then change it to Cantonese. First, we have what, that means 乜嘢 or 咩. Then we have you means 你. And then the verb to do is 做. And doing the ing form, we can add 緊. Let's put it in the correct order. It became 你做緊咩呀? 你做緊咩呀? Normally, we just change the action in the sentence to the question word 做緊咩? What are you doing? And if we want to ask the third person, just change the subject, such as 媽媽做緊咩呀? What's mom doing? We can also add the adverb 而家 before the verb. 而家 means now. 媽媽而家做緊咩呀? What is mom doing now? Now let's look at the second sample sentence of today. 你喺度做緊咩呀? We'll talk about the word 喺度. The word 喺度 has two functions. The first function is we use it before the verb to indicate where the action happens, because it's the combination of 喺 and 度. 喺 is the preposition, means in, on, at, like 喺屋企 at home, 喺學校 at school, 喺商場 in the shopping mall. And then 度 is 呢度 or 嗰度. That is a location. So 喺度 can mean at here, we are talking about the action is happening here. 你喺度做緊咩啊？你 means you 喺度 at this place at here. 做緊 doing. 咩 is the question word and then I is the tone particle. 你喺度做緊咩啊？ What are you doing here? Since the word 喺度 often appear together with the combination verb 緊, so we can use it as the progressive aspect marker, such as 我喺度食緊飯，我 I 食緊飯 eating， 我喺度食緊飯 means I'm eating. We are not emphasizing the location is at this place now. Okay, we use 喺度as the adverb. So this sentence is similar to 我而家食緊飯。Let's see one more example. 我哋喺度傾緊偈，我哋 we 傾緊偈 chatting， 我哋喺度傾緊偈 we are chatting. Since the word 喺度 occupying the meaning of on progress, so sometimes we can drop the word 緊 in the sentence. Like 我哋喺度傾緊偈 also can be 我哋喺度傾偈。Then we will talk about the sentence final particle. In Cantonese, we have different types of particles, such as the aspect particle is one of it. The aspect particle will add after the verb. And another type of particle, we call it the sentence final particle or the tone particle. In many other languages, we can change the emotion of the sentence by putting emphasis or changing the pitch of some of the words to show our emotions. But in Cantonese, we can't do it that way because Cantonese is a tonal language. If we change the pitch of some of the word, that will affect the whole meaning of the sentence. That's why the sentence final particle is super important in Cantonese. They help us to show our emotion. We have more than 40 sentence final particle that commonly used in daily conversations. The things that need to remind for learning sentence final particle is that we don't have a very standard list of those particles. So sometimes you may see people using different words to recognize the same pronunciation or the same word. Sometimes it has more than one pronunciation that mark. Okay, let's start with the word 게. The word 게 we have said before. In previous lessons, we use 게 to connect two elements in the sentence, such as use it to connect two nouns to show the belongings, or use it in between the adjective and nouns to show the modifier. But it's a different 게 that compared to what we have to learn today. Today's 게 is the sentence final particle. Mainly, it will pronounce as the second tone 게, the third tone 게, and sometimes the neutral tone 게. When we learn the pronunciation, what I teach is the 6-tone system, and some teachers may teach the 7-tone system that include the neutral tone. But in most of the case, neutral tone will only appear in the tone words, and most of the time is the tone variation for the third tone. So it's okay to just use the 6-tone system. We can go back to the word 게. The main function of 게 is used to soften the tone when we speak, especially when we are expressing some negative opinion. So we will use 게 at the end of the sentence, and sometimes we will use it to show surprise or emphasize. Let's start with the second tone 게. The first function of it is to express the opinion in a roundabout manner, like 我都鍾意嘅. 我都鍾意 means I also like, and then 게 is the tone word. Sometimes we will prolong the word, and then when we say 我都鍾意嘅, The tone is like, well, I also like it too. But in fact, when I say 我都鍾意嘅, my real thought is if I can choose, I don't really like it, but just for like polite manner, I would say, okay, 我都鍾意嘅. But if I can choose, I won't choose this. Or 都冇咩嘅. 都冇咩 means it's nothing. For example, someone do an action then cause you trouble, and then he say, okay, I'm really sorry about that. And then in response, you say, 都冇咩嘅, 都冇咩嘅. And then even the meaning is, okay, that's okay. But in fact, it's not really okay because the action is already cause you trouble, and then you have consequence of the action that he made. But saying 都冇咩嘅 just to comfort the person. When the sentence is in negative, the word 嘅 will become a question particle that expressing doubt, such as 粒士多啤梨咁酸嘅. 粒士多啤梨 the strawberry, and then 酸 means sour, 咁酸 means this sour. The grammar of 咁 we'll talk about it later on. And 粒士多啤梨咁酸嘅 means how come the strawberry is so sour? It shows a little bit doubt or a little bit criticizing the thing. And one more example, 今日咁遲嘅 today, 今日 and then 咁遲 means this late. Is talking about some negative opinion, so 嘅 will become a question that expressing the criticize. 今日咁遲嘅 means why will you be this late today? The second function of it is to express surprise. Like 咁啱嘅 啱 means suit. And 咁啱嘅 is when you accidentally meet someone on the street and you feel surprised. So we will say 咁啱嘅. Then let's take a look at the third tone, 嘅 or neutral tone, 嘅. 嘅 or 嘅 always used to give emphasis or explanation in a soft tone, such as 本書係我嘅, 本書 the book 係我嘅 is mine. And then 本書係我嘅 the book is mine, to emphasize the owner of the book, but in a soft tone, in a polite way. Or like 冇嘢嘅, 冇嘢 means nothing. 冇嘢嘅 is you try to comfort someone and then say, okay, it would be alright, it's nothing. Even the same sentence, and then we use different tone of the word, and then the meaning also will affect. It could be slightly different, such as the sentence 冇嘢嘅 means it would be okay, and then it shows the positive meaning. Like when I say 冇嘢嘅, it could be like I'm quite sure it could be okay. But if the tone word become the second tone 冇嘢嘅, okay, even it means it's okay, but it has a little bit negative meaning. That when I say 冇嘢嘅, that means like I'm not 100% sure. I just hope that it could be okay. So that's the difference when we are using 嘅 and 嘅. Then let's move to another sentence final particle, which is 㗎. The function of 㗎 is really similar to 嘅. And sometimes we may see people write the 㗎below to express the same thing, so we can see them as the same word. And some scholars think the word 㗎 came from the pronunciation of 嘅 and 㗎put together. Just information for you to know, it doesn't really matter. Okay, then the function of 㗎is to emphasize the sentence or to confirm the discontent. or showing doubt or to seek information and confirmation. Let's start with the second tone. 假 is used in a question with doubt, but shows an affirmative meaning, such as 佢冇理由唔知㗎。佢 means he or she, 冇 means have not, 理由 is reason, 唔知 is don't know. 佢冇理由唔知 there's no reason that he don't know. And then 佢冇理由唔知㗎 means like he must know it. And sometimes with 假 as the sentence final particle, that shows the speaker is in a bad temper or like is feeling annoying, such as 我都唔知㗎。我都唔知 means I don't know. 我都唔知㗎 I don't know either. So the speaker is like a little bit angry when he say this sentence. And then we have 假 or 㗎. 假 is mainly used to emphasize the sentence, to give like a firm tone of the sentence. Like 隻狗係我㗎. 隻狗係我㗎 means the dog is mine, and then it's emphasizing the owner in a very strict and firm tone. And if in a question, we use it to seek information like 係唔係真㗎? 係唔係真㗎 means is it real? It's emphasizing the word real and then seeking the information. Or sometimes we use it to show disapproval or make criticism, such as 啲生果咁貴㗎. 啲生果 the fruit 咁貴 is expensive. It's emphasizing how expensive it is, and it's criticizing the speaker think it's not worth it. And one more example, 佢咁衰㗎. 佢 he or she 咁衰 this bad. 佢咁衰㗎 he is really that bad. Is showing the criticism and giving emphasis on how bad this person is. Last, we have the fourth tone, 假. 假 often used in the question to seek confirmation, like someone tell you information and then you want to confirm it again, or you have some preference of the fact and you want to confirm if your thought is correct, such as 真係假. 真 means real, and 真係假 means really. And then 你假 yours, such as there's a phone on the desk, and then you think the phone might be Mary's phone, and then you ask Mary, is it yours? 你假. Like that, you want to confirm your thought. Or sometimes we use it to show doubt, like 你傻㗎. 傻 means dumb. 你傻㗎, are you dumb? It's a little bit complicated, but just to remember, when you use 嘅 in the sentence, the tone is soft, especially when you want to express some negative opinion in a manner way, then you will use 嘅 at the end of the sentence. And the word 假 is in a firm and strict tone. Then let's take a look at the third sample sentence of today. 呢隻狗係邊個㗎? And 呢隻狗係我嘅. Basically, it's a 係 sentence, just with the tone word 㗎 and 嘅 at the end of the sentence. 係 something 㗎 and 係 something 嘅 is the sentence pattern we often see and frequently use to show emphasize or to express the belonging of something. So let's just remember as a sentence pattern. Let's see the affirmative sentence first. 呢隻狗係我嘅。呢隻狗 this dog 係 something 嘅。Okay, just emphasizing. And then 我 means I. 呢隻狗係我嘅 means this dog is mine. So it's a simple sentence. If we change the tone word to 嘅，呢隻狗係我嘅 it become a question that shows you are not sure the result. And then 呢隻狗係我嘅 is it my dog? So you want to confirm it. And if we change the tone word to 㗎, that shows you are 100% sure the dog is yours, and then you are defending the ownership. 呢隻狗係我㗎 this dog is mine. And if the tone word is in the fourth tone, it became a question. 呢隻狗係我㗎. You want to confirm the information. Is this dog mine? And then if we change it to the second tone, 呢隻狗係我㗎. You assume it is yours. And then maybe someone said, okay, it's not yours. And then you say, 我㗎,係我㗎. And for open-ended question, especially for expressing ownership or belonging, we often use the sentence pattern 係 something 㗎, such as 呢隻狗, and then I want to know who the owner is. Then I have to add the question word in between 係 something 㗎. Like 邊個 means who, 呢隻狗係邊個㗎. That means, okay, whose dog is. And then if we want to ask the color, then just change the tone word to color. 咩色? 呢隻狗係咩色㗎? What color is this dog? Okay, so this sentence, 呢隻狗係邊個㗎? Whose dog is this? And 呢隻狗係我嘅. This dog is mine. For answer, we also can change the tone word to 㗎. 呢隻狗係我㗎. Will shows more strict tone than 呢隻狗係我嘅. If you are defending ownership and you want to defend in a polite way, it's better to use 嘅 instead of 㗎. Because sometimes you use 㗎 as the tone word, the sentence will become a little bit rude. So be careful. Finally, let's talk about the last sample sentence of today. 隻黑貓瞓緊覺嗰陣，白貓玩緊. We'll talk about the word 嗰陣. It's a sentence conjunction, means that time. We always add it after a situation. So the pattern could be situation 嗰陣, then that means during or when the situation. Like 黑貓 means the black cat, and then 瞓覺 means sleep, 瞓緊覺 sleeping, 黑貓瞓緊覺嗰陣 when the black cat is sleeping, then 白貓玩 the white cat play, and then 玩緊 playing, the white cat is playing. So when 嗰陣 appear, it always has two situations. Situation A 嗰陣, then situation B, that means the situation B happened during the situation A. Let's see one more example. 放假嗰陣，我唔食早餐。放假 means day off. 嗰陣 at that time, 我唔食早餐. I don't eat breakfast. 放假嗰陣，我唔食早餐. That means when I'm on holiday, I don't eat breakfast. Okay, that's all the sentence pattern for today. Today in lesson 12, we learned the progressive aspect marker 緊 and 喺度. Then we have the usage of the sentence final particle 嘅 and 㗎, together with the sentence pattern 係 something 嘅 and 係 something 㗎. And finally, we have the conjunction 嗰陣. Okay, that's all for today's lesson. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, just feel free to drop me a message. See you next time. Bye.